Hi, this is for Spiritual Formation, Class 570, Dr. Sophia Fasua. I'm sorry. Um, I'm going to talk about spiritual discipline, and I'll probably will look off to the side a couple of times trying to look at my notes. But spiritual disciplines to me are those classical practices of Christianity that Jesus taught to his disciples. They included prayer, fasting, um, reading the scriptures, knowing the scriptures, and service. All of these things were to transform them inwardly so that they revealed themselves outwardly. Um, because of that teaching, you could see the holiness or the piety that one got from their own personal disciplines would be able to be revealed in how they treated everyone. And we know we read the scriptures, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and love, the most essential um, discipline that we can have towards some other person unconditionally. So I really believe that transformation has to begin inwardly when it comes to the spiritual disciplines. So prayer and meditation would be what I would consider inward disciplines, because they speak to the individual inwardly first. The time you spend in prayer and meditation is also the time that you are spending with speaking or building a relationship with God. So I believe that those are inside things. These are whatever transformation that's going to come is going to come from the inside first. Then fellowshipping, small Bible bands, or establishing a church soup kitchen, those were outward disciplines. Those are things where we actually are putting how we feel into action in the community. Um, Dallas Willard, he describes spiritual formation more as a discipleship, and how he, in a broad way that he explained it, he said that uh, the practice of spiritual discipleship is to find someone to learn from and become an apprentice. And really, that's what the same thing we do when we think about how we're supposed to be as Christians. We're apprentices under Jesus. We are to learn of him and to act accordingly. And so we're in apprenticeship for the most of the time that we're here on earth. Um, this is exactly how we develop our character and replicate who Jesus is to the world, by following him and trying to be like him. The Christian community, though, I think has compromised in this area for a little while now. It appears that they've done it just so that it can be relevant to what's going on today in our time. In my congregational experiences, I've had more formal type spiritual disciplines addressed to me, but today I think they've been tossed aside for other reasons, maybe to attract people to church or whatever. But I think in the late 80s and 90s, you saw churches stop referring to themselves in their denomination. They went more to like non-denominational church or Christian centers, and the tradition, like prayer, fasting, and means of grace, they took a lesser position in the church. They weren't as important. Um, they were there, but the essential thing for the church, it was to be able to be present in the community. So I believe that my first church, they did a lot of practice of that, but I don't think they really embraced the spiritual formation as much as they could have. I felt that they basically, when I look back on it, they may have had the practices of the spiritual formation, but I think they used more of their willpower to adhere to the moral behavior that is expected of the church. So, again, spiritual disciplines to me are those practices that help us to be holy and separated from others through the use of prayer, fasting, searching the scriptures, our service to others. That's what I think it's all about. It's an inward change with outward revelation to the world. Thank you.